Hello and welcome to tonight's DCL matchup against the Boston Latin Wolfpack and the Wayland Warriors. This is Wayland Student Press Network's live coverage of Wayland boys varsity basketball. And tonight we have a great matchup of two 8-4 teams, Boston Latin being 5-0 in the league and Wayland at 3-2. Getting ready for tip-off here, Jabari Nurse is going to be tipping it off for Wayland. I'm Josh Schreiber. Alongside me is CJ Brown. And we're about to get underway. Nurse wins the tip, and Noah will take it up. Shot by Melvin. He gets it to go. Great start from Wayland there. 3-0. Boston Latin features two lefty guards. I think a huge key to the game for Wayland will be forcing them right and not letting them get to that left hand.
I agree, Josh. And a real key here is going to be stopping the shooters.
Yeah.
Like we did right there. Closing out on defense is how we're going to win this game.
He's not starting, but number 21, Mahoney, I believe it is, yes. Miles Mahoney not starting. He is a captain. Did not play last time against Wayland, but he's in the conversation for best shooter in the DCL, and they really need to stop him like they did in their matchup last year against them, where they held him to 0 points. Boston Latin passing it around here. Nice ball movement there.
Good closeout there by Brewington. Nurse brings it up the court.
Connolly couldn't get that one to go there. Jabari will reset here, look to drive. And now will be Brewington. Brewington to Melvin. Melvin drives. Out to Livingston. Livingston for three. No good. Good ball movement. Nice offensive board by Brewington. Can't get that to go. Rebound there
You love
by
to see
Ryan
Jaden
Donahue.
being tough on the offensive glass there. As Wayland takes over possession.
Great defense there. I think that was Melvin. Bolat going with the press. Wayland has faced a lot of press so far this year. Has not worked too well. We'll see how it goes tonight. As Jabari misses the pull-up jumper. Connolly fakes him out. Misses a wide-open mid-range jumper. Brewington driving. Gets the foul called. He'll shoot two at the line.
Brewington's been having an outstanding year, Josh.
Yeah, he really has. He had a great game-winning putback basket against Waltham to seal that game right at the buzzer.
See what he can do here at the line.
Makes the first one. Wayland out to a great start. 7-0 right now. Jaden will look to put it at 8-0. Gets the second to fall, and Wayland has an 8-0 early lead. Colleton and DeVito, I believe, are the... Yes, Colleton and DeVito are the two lefty guards for Bolat, as we talked about earlier. So far, obviously, they haven't been able to get to that left hand, and
Foul called on Lee there. It's his first of the game.
Tommy DeVito will pass it in. Senior captain. Three there from Donahue. Donahue had 17 points last time out against Wayland.
Brewington on the break gets the mid-range to go. He's got 4 today.
I spoke to Porter Moody, sophomore, who is actually out with an injury. He may join us in the booth later tonight. I spoke to him, and he said that this is really a huge game for Wayland as Bolat turns that one over. Huge game for Wayland. Anytime you have a home league game, you really have to capitalize and win.
And I think that the fan section here will be a huge part of that. I mean, we've seen it all year. They've been influencing games, and it's just really good to see the student body come together like
Yeah,
that.
for sure. So Wayland will gain possession.
Lee bringing it up.
Some nice ball movement so far as they lob it up to Brewington.
Doesn't get that one to go.
It will be Wayland ball as Mahoney. Oh, sorry. It'll be Bolat ball as they call a foul on number 24, Jack Melvin. Looked like Miles Mahoney just dribbled it out of bounds, but I guess not. Charlie Griffin for 3, no good.
Another one doesn't go for Bolat. I mean, not looking good so far for them tonight.
Nice pass by Lee there, no look. Jack Melvin may have had that one tipped.
Bolat on the break.
Here's Griffin to Culleton. Culleton looking for a man. Now to Mahoney. We spoke on it earlier. Mahoney in the running for best shooter in the DCL.
Oh, an absolute block by Brewington. That was ridiculous.
He rose up there and stuffed that one out of bounds. Great job by Brewington. They've shown how great Wayland can be defensively all year, especially Brewington.
Another missed layup by Boston Latin. Nurse brings it up the court on the break.
Nurse tries to lay it in, can't get it to go, looking for the foul. As Bolat is quick to move it up the court to Mahoney. Stolen by Livingston, up to Nurse. Nurse saves it for going out of bounds and puts the layup in. Oh, what a start from Wayland.
Boston Latin will call timeout as Wayland jumps out to a 12-0 run to begin the game.
Safe to say Bolat was not expecting Wayland to come out so quick here. And Bolat has actually had some open looks and haven't gotten anything to go. So, another key to the game, as we talked about earlier, Wayland in the past has given up quite a few offensive boards, and hopefully, so far this year anyways, it hasn't really affected them. But when you're playing a team like this Boston Latin team, 5-0 in the conference, 8-4 overall, you really have to box out on when you're on defense and not let them get those easy buckets after the offensive putback.
And we've actually seen Wayland on the offensive side convert on their offensive rebound opportunities. And I mean, if we can do that and stop them from getting offensive rebounds, that's how we're going to win this game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wayland's been good at the line too, so just keep drawing fouls as they have so far this year. I've seen a little bit of it so far with Brewington as he drained those 2 free throws, but we'll look to see it more. As the pump fake by Bolat.
Brewington on defense, bringing up the court now.
That was number 1, Darryl Veal with the miss. They call a foul, no shot. Foul there was on Bolat, number 3, Tommy DeVito. Brewington will shoot 2. Makes the first one.
He's 3 for 3 so far today. You really see those fundamentals come into play. Getting points when you need them.
So far, 3:27 left in the game. Wayland up 13, and now will be 14. Still nothing for Boston Latin. Here will be Culleton taking it up. Culleton to Donahue. Back to Culleton. Donahue looking for his man. Finds Culleton. Culleton for 3. Gets it to go. And
First
then
bucket of the game.
Yes. For Bolat anyways. Still an 11-point lead for Wayland. Again, good ball movement. Lee, nice touch pass there. Melvin almost gets that bucket to go. Melvin may have gotten hit in the eye there as he's wincing a little bit.
There's a block on Oliver Culleton there. And Melvin will go to the line to shoot 2.
He hits the first one. Whalen now 5 for 5 at the line. Makes the second. 6 for 6. Great start at the line for Whalen. That really could be the difference of this game. Free throws. Gets it to number 14, Abdul Talil. Back to Veal. Colleton, really contested three. Airballs that one. Rebound by Nurse. Nurse. Nice.
Melvin with the putback. That's the offensive rebounding that they need. It's now a 15-point lead for the Warriors.
Great job to follow up that shot by junior captain Jack Melvin. It'll now be Donahue for three. No good. Off the left iron. Rebound by Livingston. Gets it up quickly to Melvin. Charging foul there called on Melvin. Nice job by Colleton to take that charge.
That's twice today that Melvin's had a collision under the rim, and, you know, that didn't go our way that time, but you love to see players that'll put their body on the line for the team.
Yeah, for sure. Boston Latin's really a senior-dominated team, whereas if you look at Whalen, they only have 2 seniors.
On the roster, yeah.
But Whalen has
go.
Whalen has
And
proved
Brewington with the steal, leading the fast break. Brewington pulls up from mid-range. Oh, would you look at that? It's stuck.
Gets stuck on the side of the rim. You don't see that very often.
Happens to the best of us.
That goes down as a jump ball, and Bolat will gain possession. Illegal screen called on number 35, Joe Connolly. Or sorry, 30 actually. It's Kevin Zarnock.
Lee bringing the ball up the court. Over to Brewington.
Lee
Back to
wants
Lee.
it back. Deep three.
Oh, it doesn't get it to go.
Just off the back iron. Pass up. Pass up there to Veal. Sorry, Griffin. Griffin couldn't get the open layup to go as Brewington came in for the late contest.
And Jabari stepped out of bounds on the baseline. No, that was
sorry.
a foul.
Yeah, foul called there on number 12, Jake Harrison. Brewington now fakes the pass to Lee and gets it to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, nice move to the rack, but can't get it to go. Looking for the foul.
Lee looking for the steal, misses there.
Great aggressive play by Wayland. They've shown that all year.
Foul there called on Dolick.
That's Dolick's first of the game. As we saw there, Lee, very aggressive defense. That's helped Wayland all year to get some really crucial steals, and they've had some great defense.
Whalen's in the 2-3 zone here. Hoping to prevent the perimeter shots. Davies with the defense in the board. Brewington bringing it up the court.
I believe Davies got a piece of that one. That will be, I believe, a foul called on Boston Latin. Number 12, Jake Harrison. That's the third foul so far along the baseline. Into Lee. Lee, high arcing three. Can't get it to go off the front iron. Bolat moving it up quick. Colleton with the layup.
Lee pushes it up the court. There's 20 seconds left in the quarter.
There'll be no shot clock. They'll probably look to get the last shot here.
Just working the ball around the perimeter here.
Jabari for three. No good. They call a foul there.
On Gavin Davies, his first of the game.
Over the back foul. Boston Latin will get a chance. 2.4 on the clock. They got to get it all the way up the court. Pass is in to Connolly. Culleton for three.
No good.
Off the backboard.
What an amazing first quarter for Wayland. Up 13. Held Boston Latin to 5 points. That you just don't see that.
Yeah, this powerful Boston Latin team has been held in shock as they just haven't been able to control this really aggressive Wayland team. Earlier in the game, we mentioned it briefly. Last time out, second game of the season, Wayland lost a very close game to Boston Latin in Boston Latin, and they seem to be coming out so far with something to prove. They really want to win this game and show everyone that they belong in the playoffs atop of the DCL as well. Someone who we have not seen for Bo Lat, as he's out with an injury, is number 23, Ivanov. He's a huge center, about 6'5", and he has an outstanding presence on the boards. We're going to look to start the second quarter here. Again, Wayland up 18-5. The starting five to start this quarter will be the same as when we ended it for Wayland. Emmanuel, Lee, Davies, Brewington, and Nurse.
Lee working in the backcourt here. Gets a screen from Emmanuel.
Gets it to Emmanuel, now to Lee. Lee looking for a lane. He wants a foul. There was a little bit of contact there. Now Nurse.
In the corner.
No
Doesn't
good.
get a go. Davies draws the foul. 3 men hanging on off of him.
Nice offensive board as he goes to check on the injured Boston Latin player. I believe that's number 1, Daryl Veal. Good sportsmanship display there from Davies. Veal still on the ground as Chris, the Wayland trainer, will look over. Veal seems to be okay. He's wincing. Took a shot to the face there, I believe.
Davies will now go to the line to shoot 2.
Veal will sub out of the game, and it will be number 35, Joe Connolly, in. For Boston Latin, we have Mahoney, Connolly, Zarnock, Donahue, and Culleton in the game right now. Some confusion with the refs here. Not sure what this is about.
Josh, I think they don't know whether or not it's a shooting foul.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I think we'll see here.
It looked like it was. Yeah, they
Davies
will call
will
it
go
a
to the
shooting
line
foul.
to shoot 2.
Great aggressiveness there by Davies, as he's done all season long. Great offensive board.
Yeah, he's a real strong player in the paint. Just a presence there. We'll see if he can convert at the line. He gets his first one to go.
7 for 7 now from the line. Great free throw shooting. Nails the second.
8 for 8 on the game, and Wayland regains a 15-point lead.
As the season has gone on, Davies has gotten more and more playing time as they really rely on him as their big man. Rebound there by Brewington.
Jaden getting another rebound. He's been all over the boards tonight.
Lee for 3. Can't get that one to go.
Another board for Jaden, though. Keeping it alive offensively. Davies fadeaway. Doesn't go.
Almost comes up with the offensive rebound, but can't get it. As Culleton
Blocked by Nurse. Second shot doesn't go, and Dahl comes down with the rebound.
That was Joe Connolly there with the offensive board and then the miss. Wayland looking to extend their lead. Some great ball movement thus far. Emmanuel now. Stolen by Mahoney as Mahoney loses the ball out of bounds. And they finally call it.
Wayland ball.
Wayland ball, yeah. Despite an argument from the Boston Latin coach, Coach Smith.
Nurse to inbound. Xander just got subbed in for Noah.
Lee with a bit of a rough start shooting, but he's really done a great job on defense and moving the ball around. Making sure they have the game clock right.
And Melvin will go in now, replace Nurse. It'll be junior captain Jack Melvin to inbound. Gets it out to fellow junior.
Brewington, at the end of the shot clock, gets that shot to go. Contested deep mid-range jumper.
He's had a fantastic game so far. Real hustle player.
Now Culleton for three once again. No good. Culleton's made one of his threes as a loose ball foul.
It's
Called on number 5, Ryan Donahue.
Brewington will now go to the line to shoot. It's 1-1. 18 fouls.
Some substitutions. Donahue coming out of the game, and along with Allure as DeVito checks into the game. Brewington misses the free throw as a foul is called.
It's on Davies.
Maybe just another loose ball foul there.
It's Wayland's first miss from the line all night. Now 8 for 9.
Boston Latin looking to get something going. They have not scored so far in this quarter.
Yeah, Wayland's defense has really been lights out so far. As Boston Latin's working around the perimeter. They really haven't been able to penetrate this 2-3 zone.
We saw a lot of this against Bedford in their last home game as they finally get a layup to go.
Tommy DeVito.
As I was saying earlier, the defense they've played tonight really shows also how they played against Bedford in their last home outing. Bedford really could not do anything with the ball. They look to trap Brewington as he gets it to Melvin for three.
Melvin for three.
Melvin pointed to the Bolat bench there and pointed to someone. Little bit of chippiness so far.
I mean, Wayland's just playing with an attitude, and that's how you win basketball games in the DCL small.
Especially as a young team like this one. That's Mahoney with the missed three. But they get the offensive board.
Loose ball there.
Here's Culleton. Great defense by Wayland. A lot of loose balls in this possession. Boston Latin has been able to maintain all of them. Shot clock down to 8 now. Look at this defensive display from Wayland as Mahoney misses the three. Wow.
Wellington with another rebound.
Unbelievable defense there from Wayland. They call a charge there. Emmanuel can't believe it. I believe it was Culleton again. Second charge he's taken in this game.
Lee goes in for Emmanuel.
It'll be Boston Latin here. Stolen. I believe
Brewington
it was
with the
tipped by
steal.
Brewington.
Lee out to Brewington. Works baseline. And a travel is called before he can do anything with it.
sub will be in. Echizona Ikea Soga in here, number 11.
We're halfway through the second quarter. Scores 25-7 in Wayland's favor. Boston Latin working around the perimeter.
Before the game, I spoke to Moody, and he spoke on Ikea Soga. He was a really good player for Boston Latin's JV team last year, and done a good job.
Melvin with another three. Boston Latin calls timeout.
The Wayland bench is going crazy right now as they extend this lead to 21 points. Unbelievable game so far from Wayland. Jack Melvin is fired up. In case you're just joining us, Josh Schreiber here alongside me is CJ Brown. This is Wayland Student Press Network's live coverage of boys varsity basketball. In this matchup, DCL matchup of the Boston Latin Wolfpack against the Wayland Warriors.
Right now there's 3 minutes, 52 seconds left to go in the second quarter, and Wayland's out to a 28-7 lead over the Wolfpack, who's 5-0 in the DCL.
Wayland's defense has been unbelievable. They have not allowed Boston Latin to penetrate beyond the perimeter whatsoever, and Boston Latin just haven't made shots when they're there for them.
Yeah, Boston Latin's only put up 2 points this quarter. And Wayland's defense has been unstoppable, and they've been really great on the boards, and that's how they've extended this lead. They're also, worth noting, they're 8 for 9 on free throw attempts, which has really helped.
Absolutely. Boston Latin coach really frustrated there. He threw his clipboard. Just trying to get something. Ikea Soga will pass it in to Culleton. Culleton back to Donahue. Donahue for three. No good.
Brewington
tipped out by Brewington.
Slaps it to the other side of the court.
Culleton will run it down. Nice job by Brewington, though. Didn't have great position for the rebound, so he just tried to slap it out. Veal with the easy board there. Easy points there. It'll be Livingston. Mid-range, open jumper, drains that one. On those open shots so far in this game, Wayland has been deadly. 30 points in this game. It'll be Ikea Soga to Culleton for three. Culleton no good. As Veal tries to get the offensive board, loses out of bounds. Wayland ball.
And Boston Latin is settling for just deep three-point attempts, which haven't been converting because they just can't penetrate that 2 to 3 zone.
We've seen this all season from Wayland, just trying to keep their opponents from getting into the paint, holding them to deep three-pointers, which you never want to be shooting on a regular basis.
Wayland breaks the press, but there's a loose ball. Lee comes up with it.
Nice job. Gets that one out to Brewington.
Over to Livingston with a three.
Livingston no good. Tough pass there. Donahue gets a layup to go. Boston Latin coming out with the tough press once again. Lee.
How was that not a foul?
Lee slow to get up. Davies cannot believe it. Livingston goes over to ask the ref what's going on.
Davies does the same on the other side of the court.
Lee was a little bit slow to get up there after the tough mid-range jumper.
Davies is upset as he gets subbed out.
Boston Latin rolling the ball out really early to be doing that. Still a whole half to play.
When you're down 19 points in the second quarter, you got to do whatever you can to score as much as possible.
Yeah. Passing around the perimeter still. It'll be Veal for three. Nice shot by Veal from the corner.
Boston Latin finally gets one to go.
I think that timeout from Boston Latin really shifted the momentum as now they're going for a full court
no look
press.
Pass from Lee. Oh, Melvin can't convert.
Nice pass by Lee.
Brewington on defense. Air ball there.
That was Veal on the missed shot. Up to Nurse. Nurse driving. Lay-in. Nice contested layup there from Jabari Nurse. 32-14 Wayland. Foul called on number 2, Xander Livingston. Some more of that aggressive play. Those are the consequences for playing as aggressive as Wayland does, though. It will pay off for them.
Boston Latin, both teams are now into the bonus, 8 fouls apiece. So it'll be a 1-and-1 here.
Number 5, Ryan Donahue. Talked about it earlier. Donahue, 17 points last time out.
Lane violation on Boston Latin. Free throw attempt doesn't even count.
That was number 53, Oliver Colleton. Gets it up to Nurse really quick. They go to trap him. Blocking foul there called on Donahue as Jabari goes flying.
Donahue can't believe it.
Donahue thinks Jabari just got his feet tangled up, but
Jabari will now go to the line to shoot 1-and-1.
Jabari hits the first, and he will be able to shoot the second.
Wayland's now an outstanding 90% from the line today.
And he hits the second one. 20-point lead for Wayland. DeVito looking in to Veal.
That one to go.
Jumper from the elbow. To Nurse. Nurse. 3. No good. Boston Latin pushes up the court.
Double dribble.
Double dribble called there on Donahue. Daryl Veal there, number 1, was really angry. Slapped the floor. Crucial mistakes here have costed Boston Latin. However, we have seen a different team as of late. Much more aggressive, much more sound on defense as well.
Lee pushes up the court in the corner of Melvin.
Melvin.
Doesn't get that one to go.
Veal. Now Colleton. Floater.
Brewington on contest.
No good.
Foul is called.
Another
on Melvin.
It'll be Daryl Veal.
Going to the line to shoot 2.
Here's Veal. Hits the first one. Kevin Zarnock, number 30, is playing way back, preparing for Wayland to come out really aggressively. Veal will shoot the second. Gets it to go. Here comes Wayland out to Nurse. Nurse to Melvin. Melvin dribbles in. Short mid-range jumper, rolls around, can't get it to go.
That's a heartbreaker right there.
Felt like it spent hours up there on the rim, just rolling around.
Foul called there on Brewington. It's 10 fouls on the Warriors this half.
It'll be Zarnock here. Zarnock hits the first one. Boston Latin's been good from the line so far as well. Zarnock again. No good. Rebound by Brewington.
Let's see what the
Foul
call is
called. Foul called on Boston Latin. DeVito is pleading his case there. DeVito thought it was an over-the-back call, but instead the foul was called on Boston Latin.
Boston Latin coach is not happy with that call. Screaming at the ref as Brewington goes to the line.
Kind of surprised he didn't get a technical there. Brewington will shoot 2 as they're now in the double bonus. Brewington hits the first. The other ref going over to the Boston Latin coach, Brendan Smith, to give him an explanation. Smith is livid. Brewington drains the second.
Wayland is now 12 for 13 on free throws. That's unbelievable at the high school level.
As will be DeVito now. 30 seconds left.
Jabari with the steal.
Great job to just jump that pass.
About a second separates the shot and game clocks here.
We'll see if Wayland tries to hold it. Looks like they will, with the shot clock so close to the game clock. Veal looking up at the game clock. It'll be Nurse. Deep three.
Doesn't get
no
it to go.
good.
Brewington.
Put back, can't get it to go. Culleton. No good from Culleton.
Put back doesn't get in either.
Culleton missed a wide open righty layup. He's a lefty.
So at the end of the half, it is Wayland 36, Boston Latin 19.
We'll see you guys back at the start of the third quarter. Hello and welcome back to tonight's DCL matchup of the Boston Latin Wolfpack against the Wayland Warriors. Josh Schreiber here alongside me is CJ Brown for Wayland Student Press Network's live coverage of Wayland boys varsity basketball.
So far, this game has been a blowout, Josh. It's 36-19. Boston Latin was held to 5 points in the first quarter. Some keys to the game here are free throw shooting, defense, and rebounds, all of which Wayland has dominated tonight as Boston Latin hits a three there.
We did see a different Boston Latin team in the second quarter, though, so I would not be surprised if they did come back in this game and make this a close one. Brewington trapped there to Melvin, to Lee. Back to Brewington. Or sorry, that was Nurse there. Nurse was tripped up. No foul called as Culleton into the rack to Veal for three. No good.
One adjustment we've seen since that key timeout in the second quarter by the Boston Latin coach was Boston Latin is pressing more and trapping more, just playing much more aggressive defense, and that's kind of slowed down Wayland's mojo. However, we're still out to an enormous lead.
They started off with that aggressive defense as they get a steal right here.
Oh, Brewington called with a foul.
Called for the foul, yelling at the ref. He can't believe he was called for a foul there. Didn't seem to really touch him. But the hard swat.
The refs have called a lot of fouls in this game. Both teams were into the bonus halfway through the second quarter. And we'll see more of that in the second half here.
As Veal will shoot two. Student section hasn't really been very impactful so far. Very unusual.
Well, with the athletic director standing right there, it's kind of hard for the students.
That is true. Here's Veal. Gets that one to go. Boston Latin.
Wayland's lead has shrunk to 12. At one point, it was up over 20, so. Doherty signaled for timeout before the steal.
Noah couldn't believe it. Noah pulled up a little because obviously he thought the timeout was called, which it turns out it was. Close call there.
Doherty looking to make some adjustments here as he doesn't like what's happening so far in the second half.
Coach Smith right now going right back at the ref once again. He didn't think a timeout was called.
This Boston Latin coaching staff has not been happy at all today. And I can see why. They've been absolutely outplayed.
12-point lead, though. Plenty of time. 6:45 left in the third quarter.
Boston Latin took the JV game before this, and usually you can tell from the JV game what will happen in the varsity game, but it hasn't been that way so far. It really shows the coaching that Doherty's prepared his team with this week.
Yeah.
Livingston to inbound the ball.
Wayland is without Porter Moody in this game tonight. He's dealing with some concussion symptoms. They hope to get him back soon, but hopefully we'll talk to him to start the fourth quarter. As Bolat gets the steal, puts in the layup.
And Wayland's lead has now shrunk to 10. A blocking foul called.
That was Oliver Culleton called for the foul. He's gone to try to take a lot of charges so far. He has successfully taken 2 of them. Brewington to inbound. All the way back to Lee in the backcourt.
A lot of pressure here from Boston Latin. We've seen that since the beginning of the second quarter.
They call it a legal screen on
I disagree
Livingston.
with that call.
Livingston didn't seem to move. I guess they called him. They said that he threw his arms out a little bit.
The refs have been very active today in this game, so, I mean, that consistency has continued into the second half.
Back to the zone for Wayland. as it will be Zarnock who loses it out of bounds. Wayland will regain possession here.
Press
Lead is cut down to 10. Sorry about that, CJ. What were you saying?
Press is coming back on, but Wayland successfully breaks it.
Yeah. Lee hit the deck there for a second as Melvin, tough layup there, gets it to go. Extends the lead to 12. Bit of an inadvertent whistle there from the referee. Donahue, 3.
No good.
No good. Hits the rim twice. Brewington dribbling it up. Brewington out to Nurse. Nurse along the baseline. No good.
Foul called.
Foul called on number 5, Jaden Brewington. Jabari wanted a foul called on defense on his layup.
Brewington has 3 today. He'll have to look out for that as we're just at the start of the third quarter.
Yeah, Wayland can't afford to lose him in a game like this. Most aggressive player and has had a huge impact as a junior captain this year.
Yeah, 3-year player for the Warriors, and he's just outstanding. He won a tournament MVP earlier this year. He hit a last-second buzzer beater to win one of the games. He's a key to this team's success this year.
Noah Lee gets it. They call a foul. Veal pleading his case. His own coach says no, it was a foul. Here's Lee. Easy inbound to Livingston with them focusing on Jaden. Melvin looking for a man. Wide pass to Lee. Lee, just can't get the mid-range jumper to go.
Mid-range has been a great part of Wayland's game today, though. With that as an exception, obviously.
Yes, for sure. As DeVito gets it to Donahue, to Colleton. Wayland student section on their feet now. More into the game as it's a much closer game. DeVito for 3.
Nurse, good defense there as Jaden grabs yet another rebound.
Nurse swings it to Livingston. Floater. No good.
That looked like a foul to me. As Melvin gets the putback.
Really nice offensive board. Just bodied his man in the post to get position. Puts up the layup.
Wayland's lead has grown to 14. A little bit more comfortable.
Really
Halfway
great job.
through the third quarter now. Wide open.
Gets it to go. Oliver Colleton. Lee dribbling it up. Pass to the wide open Brewington. Brewington, mid-range. Pull-up jumper, no good. Another offensive board from Jack Melvin. Livingston 3, no good. Little bit of a...
Foul is called there. Let's see who is on.
I think it was number 11, Noah Lee.
Yep.
It is. Foul there is on the floor.
Wayland already has 4 fouls in this half. We're just over halfway through this third quarter. That's going to be a real problem if it gets late in this game. And Boston Latin has a lot of chances here at the line.
Yeah. Boston Latin to inbound. Gets it into Mahoney. Mahoney's been quiet so far in this game. Deadly shooter. Veal. Donahue to DeVito, back to Mahoney. Right as we mentioned his name, misses a 3-pointer.
Yet another miss from Mahoney. Oh, Jabari's run down from behind. Jaden says get that out of there, blocks it against the backboard.
Nurse. They call a carry there on Nurse. You don't see that call called too often in high school. Three minutes to go. Wayland up 11. Boston Latin can cut this lead to single digits for the first time since early in the first quarter. Mahoney. Now
Gavin
Veal.
Davies prepares to sub in for Wayland.
Davies. They're looking to get some more offensive rebound help and defensive rebound.
He's a presence in the paint. They have Jaden playing the 5 right now.
Yeah. Melvin can't get the block as Boston Latin gets it 2. And they cut the lead to 9. Brewington. Foul called again. Boston Latin, it'll be a blocking foul. Foul called there on Boston Latin number 1, Daryl Veal. Daryl Veal's in a bit of foul trouble, I believe.
Brewington at the line. Oh, underneath the hoop. Davies goes in to replace Nurse. Going for a bit more size in the lineup.
Boston Latin coaches trying to correct their team. Melvin with a contested 3, no good. Boston Latin pushing it up quick now. And they will slow it down. DeVito drives. Another foul called.
He threw it up underhand there, Josh. Clearly trying to look for a shooting foul.
Yeah.
Foul is called on Livingston.
Really a lot of fouls called in this game.
We're already at 5 fouls. A couple away from the bonus.
Yeah. A lot of times, though, you really like to see them play it out. Not call that many fouls. Wayland student section.
Tries to get loud, but it's not the answer.
DeVito sinks that one. Cuts the lead to 8. DeVito on the second. Boston Latin moving back on defense. Hits that one too. Student section unsuccessful this time.
Oh, charge there in Brewington. That's his 4th foul. He's in trouble. As Doherty calls timeout.
Boston Latin is finally hyped up. They're now only down 7. Wayland cannot believe that call there.
And, Josh, Boston Latin hasn't been this close since Wayland went on that 12-0 run to start the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really been kind of a one-sided game until that one timeout in the second quarter. Boston Latin started coming back.
It's really been amazing the changes Boston Latin has made. It really started in the second quarter, but now in this second half, with some rest, Boston Latin pressing a lot and forcing Wayland to make some bad mistakes and throw up some not great shots.
Coming up soon for you WSPN viewers, we're going to interview Porter Moody, who can't play today but has been a key player on this Wayland team this year, the sophomore guard.
Trying to follow in the footsteps of his 2 brothers who had really great careers here for Wayland, Oliver and Tucker. Now graduated and now in college. As a 5 for Wayland will be Emmanuel, Nurse, Lee, Davies, and Melvin. And for Bolat, it will be Zarnock, Veal, Mahoney, Griffin, and DeVito. DeVito's really played really well in this game so far, especially to start this half.
Something interesting, Jaden's on the bench. He has 4 fouls. It's the first time he's been on the bench for what feels like all game. So Wayland's hurting right now with their best player in foul trouble.
No foul called as Melvin comes up with it. Davies
is just a presence in the paint. And so far, he's 2 for 2 from the line, but I'm sure he'll get a lot more attempts as this game goes on.
Yeah, here is he'll shoot 2 after getting a really nice offensive board. The first is good. Davies a really good 3 for 3 from the line so far.
And I mean, you look on the floor, he's the biggest guy out there, height and weight-wise, and You can't teach size, Josh, and that's just a really interesting aspect that Wayland hasn't had in the past couple years as a big man.
He's really important for this team. Really their only true big man. And he's also very
Wayland's
aggressive.
now in a man defense.
What a steal from Jabari. Watch for fireworks.
And Jabari slams it home.
Student section goes insane. What a dunk there from Jabari Nurse. He can fly, CJ.
He's only a sophomore, Josh.
Gets
Jabari with another steal.
Looks behind him to Melvin. Melvin into Davies.
Davies with the foul.
Draws a foul. Everyone is pumped up here. Talk about a shift in the momentum. Wayland.
Jaden went out, and Jabari decided to take the game into his hands. And he really stepped up there twice in a row on defense and just pouring energy into this team with that slam dunk there.
That's Jabari's third dunk so far this season. Here, Davies will shoot the first. Off the front rim, no good. As I was saying, Jabari's had 3 dunks this year. As soon as he stole that ball, everyone in the entire gym was just waiting for one of those vicious slams of his. Unbelievable size and vertical from this sophomore.
He's an athlete that's going to terrorize opposing defenses for years to come.
Davies can't get either one to go. Hopefully some shift in momentum here for Wayland.
Man-to-man defense works out that time as Melvin comes up with the board.
Connolly misses that. No look pass to Emmanuel in the corner from Lee. Emmanuel, no good. It will be Boston Latin ball. Boston Latin will pass it in. Wayland
pressing.
Here's Culleton. Well, not really anymore. There was a 2-for-1 opportunity, but they had to go really quick. They'll probably try to take as much time as possible. Although DeVito goes into the lane.
Great defense there. Standing straight up and down. Can't get around that big man.
Tipped there by Boston Latin as Jabari looked like he threw it away, but it was tipped.
11.2 seconds left in the third quarter. As Wayland will try to take the last shot here.
Emmanuel, another sophomore on this team. Jabari throws it away. Culleton. As time expires, Culleton puts in the layup. Jabari a little bit frustrated.
Wayland's lead has now been cut to just 9 as it's 44-35 heading into the fourth.
In just a few seconds here, we'll have sophomore Porter Moody up in the booth. But in case you're just joining us, Josh Schreiber here alongside me, CJ Brown, Wayland Student Press Network's live coverage of Wayland basketball. Really good job here by Wayland just to keep holding that lead no matter what Boston Latin's throwing at them. So we have Porter Moody joining us right now. Sophomore, he has been starting so far this year. Key part for Wayland. So Porter, you guys have gotten off to a much better start than last year. What do you think has contributed to your team's success?
We have a lot of young guys, a lot of good players finally getting their chance. We got basically a fresh starting lineup. Graduated 9 last year, and we're just ready to play.
What are some different aspects of the game plan this year that have helped improve upon last year's record?
We're not as big this year. We have a lot of guards, so we just try to run the floor. We got a lot of athleticism. Jaden and Jabari, we try to run the floor, get as many quick looks, easy looks as we can.
Yeah, so far we've seen a lot of really aggressive play from this really young Wayland team with only one true big man in Davies. What do you think has really fueled this team so far with that aggressiveness?
We've had good leadership from our captains. But everybody, 1 to 13, has kept a positive attitude and worked hard all year. It's really a team thing, 1 to 13.
Lee will dribble around here. Wild pass to Melvin. Melvin mid-range, no good as Boston Latin will take possession.
So, Porter, who on this team has had a huge role in your team's success off the court?
Off the court, Josh Ellenbogen. He's the heart and soul of this team. Helps us. Yeah, he's always got a positive attitude on the bench, keeping everybody happy. We love him.
And then on the court as well, maybe a DCL MVP or All-Star candidate, Jaden Brewington. How has he helped this team so far?
Jaden's just a good player. He makes plays.
Yeah.
He steps up in the big time. He's a good guy.
Boston Latin drains the free throws there.
Tommy
Cuts the lead to
DeVito
6.
converting on the and one there. So, what do you think the future is for this team?
We're only going to be graduating 2 seniors this year. We're getting a lot of returners. This is only the beginning. Looking for a playoff run this year and then even more the next year.
Emmanuel looking for a foul there. Can't get it as he misses. Boston Latin really coming back right now.
What are your personal goals for this team this season?
Personal goals or for the whole team?
Personal.
The whole team, going into this year, we were just looking to make the playoffs. But we're really close right now. If we get this one, we're only 1 win away from locking up a spot. So we're just going to try to make a run.
Now going back, more personal goals. What have you done this year? Some improvements you've made on the court to becoming a really key player on this team, especially as a starter.
I'm just trying to get used to this game. It's a different speed at the varsity level. And as I gain experience, I get more comfortable. Just being a good two-way player that can get everybody open looks. That's my goal.
That's a great goal. What do you think your timeline for return will be?
I'm looking to get back into the protocol on Monday, and hopefully I'll be back for our away game on Waltham on Friday, next Friday, a week from now.
Yeah.
Tommy DeVito was called on the foul there. Jabari Nurse going to the line.
Really good stuff so far in this game from Wayland.
So,
Thank you, Porter, for joining us.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
guys are
Porter.
doing a great job.
Thank
Love you guys. Love Wispin.
All right, thank you. That was sophomore Porter Moody. He's done a great job this year, as we talked about. Key player, Jabari, misses the free throw, but Davies gets the offensive board. He can't get that to go.
Even though he didn't get that one to go, I love the way that Gavin Davies has been playing this game and this year all around. He's just a tank in the paint as he plays defense there.
Yeah. Normally Wayland will have, as Boston Latin cuts that lead to 4. Normally Wayland will have an 8 or 9 man rotation. With Porter out, it's more like 7 or 8. But you really have to look at the guys who may not play as much, who have really helped this team become as good as they are. As Porter talked about earlier, with guys like Ellenbogen, really just keeping the team loose, cracking jokes.
I talked to Ellenbogen earlier this season, as Wayland takes a timeout. I talked to Ellenbogen earlier this season, and he said, yeah, Jabari dunks on me in practice all the time, but at least I'm out there getting him better. And I think that element of putting the team first is really portrayed and helped a lot in Wayland's success.
Yeah, for sure. Also, as Porter mentioned, this team primarily juniors and sophomores, with only two seniors who will graduate next year. I'll take words right out of his mouth. They're just getting started. This team has at least 2 more has at least next year and probably the year after that to get much better and make a run for the state championship.
Yeah, this group of core guys like Davies, Melvin, Jaden, Porter, Noah, Jabari, they're not going anywhere. Dollar. So, I mean, as a student at Wayland High School, it's really great to see that be able to go to basketball games and see basketball team winning games, which we haven't been seeing the past 2 years.
Yeah. As we saw, really rough start last year. They went 0-8, but then really came close to the playoffs, actually, as they went on a 5-game win streak and then just kept on winning after that. This team, though, they don't really need that win streak towards the end of the year, but they still could use some more wins, maybe get some home field advantage in the playoffs if they do make it.
And like Porter said, this game is very important for playoff implications. After this, if they win this game, there's only one more game that they need to win.
It'll be Nurse. Kickball violation there on number 21, Miles Mahoney.
Right now, the student section and the Boston Latin bench is having a chant-off, offense versus defense. And
Yeah.
that's that element of home court advantage that you're talking about that could help Wayland throughout the playoffs.
Yeah. Really looking at right now, though, that'll just help them win this game, hopefully. As Brewington can't get that one to go. Offensive
And it
board.
falls.
And one for Jaden Brewington. Sticks with that, muscles over his guy. He really had to avoid that man on the ground there, the Boston Latin player.
And Jaden's got to be careful right now. He's one foul away from fouling out, and he's really the best player on this team. And if he's gone, then this lead could shrink even more. But as Jaden looks to convert here,
He does.
He does.
Great job by Jaden Brewington. And really just the whole offense. As Brewington steals it, Brewington running in. He does not have numbers.
Foul is called.
Chucks up a wild shot, but Melvin is rolling around on the ground in pain right now. Really not good to see the junior captain like that as they call over the trainer.
Was away from the ball. Looks like a non-contact injury.
Can't really tell what he's holding. Maybe his right knee. He gets up.
He's able to walk it up. Oh.
You don't want to get there. Hit there, guys. Not really going to go into detail on that one.
But wasn't the right knee.
No.
But we think Melvin's going to be okay. In a couple of minutes, he's got to breathe this one off.
Yeah.
All right, so Brewington will go to the line here. He's been fantastic from the line tonight.
Melvin, really important to this team. They can't go without him. As Brewington shoots it. Off the front iron, no good.
Jabari was looking for a foul there. Didn't get it called.
Mahoney was getting a bit aggressive there as he almost lost it out of bounds.
Wayland's defense is just killing Boston Latin's offense right now.
Oh, what a job to jump
Jabari
that
with the
pass. Jabari Nurse. Look it up.
No look
Finds
pass.
Livingston. Brewington for three.
Looking for the foul, no call. Oh, they had a man wide open that they just missed. That should have been a kick ball and didn't get called.
Jabari.
He took it himself coast to coast. The ball ends up going the other way out of bounds.
Jabari is really angry right now. He wanted a foul called there.
I mean, there was contact, so I can see why he's upset.
Melvin now back on the bench. Looks like he is okay. Mahoney to Donahue to Veal. Veal for three. Gets it to go.
Oh, and Nurse was in his grill, too.
Really nice shot there by Veal. Veal's actually had a really nice game.
Wayland's lead is once again cut down to 4 points.
Lee to Nurse. Nurse. Mid-range, no good.
Davies wanted a foul under the hoop, didn't get the call. Oh,
Foul there.
that's going to be on Xander.
Livingston tried to jump to steal that pass, ended up landing right on the Boston Latin player. I believe he landed on Veal. Veal will shoot two.
And that's Xander's fourth of the game.
Here's the Wayland student section.
Singing happy birthday. That's hilarious.
Really nice job trying to psych him out. Although it was not during the shot.
You're asking him how old he is. The shot still falls. Lead is now 3 for the Warriors.
I'm sorry. I said there was two shots. It's actually a one-on-one, but it doesn't matter. It drains the first one. Now a one-possession game. Wayland clinging on to this lead.
Veal trying to cut the lead down to just 2. He is successful despite the student section's attempts.
Boston Latin has done a good job to ignore the student section. That's why they do have such a good record. Nurse gets trapped. Brewington.
Oh, that was backcourt.
That left foot just barely stepped over the backcourt line. Boston Latin actually has a chance to take the lead here. That would be their first lead of the game.
Melvin back in the game, subs out Davies. Good to see him back on his feet.
Yeah.
Melvin
Misses.
on defense.
Mahoney missed that shot as now Culleton airballs a wide open three-pointer. Student section will let him hear it. Substitution. Culleton will come out of the game, replaced by Ryan Donahue. As Lee will take it up now.
Melvin and Lee easily break the press there. Oh, but it's stolen.
DeVito got a hand on that one. Jabari playing really aggressive defense right now. He's all over the place. Mahoney for 3. Takes the lead. Looks over to the Boston Latin bench.
What a comeback for Boston Latin. I mean, they were down 21 at one point.
Brewington gets the board.
And 1 for Brewington.
Puts it up and the foul. Everyone going insane right now. Student section, Brewington is pumped up. That's his second and 1 of the game. We'll see if he can convert this one as well.
Brewington's been great from the line tonight.
Culleton will sub right back into this game in for
And it
Zarnock.
looks like Zarnock fouled out, I believe.
Oh, yeah. A lot of foul trouble in this game. Brewington in foul trouble. Veal for Boston Latin in foul trouble.
Livingston in foul trouble. The refs have been calling it very tight today.
Misses it. Was there a foul over the back, I believe, called on Jabari Nurse?
Student section doesn't like that call either. It'll be 1-1 here for Boston Latin.
Veal can take the lead here. Veal's been deadly from the line so far. Number 1, Daryl Veal. Fans really getting into the game now as Veal drains the first to tie this ball game with over 3 minutes to play in this game. So still a bit of time.
Tied at 49 here.
Misses it.
Jaden draws a foul.
Brewington.
A little bit of theatrics there for
Yeah.
Jaden. Oh, but it looks like he got him in his face.
Boston Latin is screaming for a flop. Refs do not agree, though, as Jaden will shoot at the line. I believe it is a double bonus as a timeout will be called. Whalen will call the timeout.
The game tied at 49. 3.5 minutes left to play.
Yeah, in case you're just joining us again, Josh Schreiber here alongside me is CJ Brown. Unbelievable game in this DCL matchup with the Wayland Warriors against the Boston Latin Wolfpack. Really,
Wayland jumped out to an early lead today, but Boston Latin has just been chipping back. We've seen great performances all around, especially from Jaden Brewington on Wayland's end. He's really taken this game into his hands. We saw an amazing dunk from Jabari Nurse, and this game has just been really fun to watch. The student section is loving it, and it's just a great atmosphere here in the Dome.
Absolutely. This could come down to just which coach really can draw up the best plays here, with some really tight defense coming into effect here in the second half.
Got a bunch of players in foul trouble here, which could be a huge factor at the end of the game. The rest have been calling it very, very tight today.
Yeah.
As both teams have reached the bonus in both halves.
It'll be Mahoney, Veal, Donahue, DeVito, and Culleton in for Boston Latin, with Brewington, Lee, Livingston, Melvin, and Nurse in for Wayland.
Brewington at the line.
Boston Latin fans getting a bit rowdy. Brewington doesn't care. He hits the first.
Unfazed, yeah.
Brewington in the running for DCL MVP.
He's had a great year as a junior captain, and he's put that on display tonight as he makes his second free throw.
Makes
putting
them
Wayland
both.
up too. Jaden's shown all year that he can perform in the clutch. We saw that with the last second tip in to win the game the other night.
Against Waltham, yeah. And really all season, backcourt violation. That'll be DeVito, who just lost that ball completely. Tommy DeVito's been good in this second half, but right there, really costly turnover.
That's just the, oh, Xander's wide open. Can't convert.
Nurse
and one. Jabari is hyped up right now.
Offensive rebound from Jabari Nurse. He flexes as he puts in that bucket, gets the foul. He'll shoot one at the line, trying to extend this lead to 5. Really emotional game for both teams here. Nurse cannot get it to go.
Tries to get his own rebound, but that's a foul on Nurse.
Nurse is in foul trouble here. I believe he has 4. Shows that aggressive play that Nurse plays with.
Wayland now has 3 key starters in foul trouble: the Nurse, Livingston, and Brewington.
This is really a spot where you would love to have Moody in this game. Culleton easily drains that first free throw. Cuts the lead to 3. Hits the second.
Cuts the lead down to just 2.
Timeout called there by Coach Smith. Boston Latin. 2-point game here with 3:13 left to play. 10 fouls apiece for each team. So both teams are in the double bonus.
Once again, this would be, if Wayland could pull off this win, that would be really key for their playoff hopes, as they only need 2 more to advance to the playoffs.
Absolutely.
The first game between these two was a close loss at Boston Latin, and they're hoping to reverse this, turn the tables here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boston Latin's 5-0 in the league. Wayland's 3-2.
Really a tight situation, which Wayland has excelled in so far this year. Hopefully they can keep that going.
Just over 3 minutes left to play here in the 4th.
You can hear Doherty telling the team right now that they're in the double bonus right now. If they can't afford, and Boston Latin is, they can't afford to get those reach-in fouls that they have been getting, unfortunately, so far in this game.
They've been playing a really aggressive game, and now they kind of have to tone that down, which is kind of unfortunate because that's kind of been their mojo that they've been rolling with all day.
Absolutely.
Melvin inbound. Boston Latin, man press.
Really tough defense on this inbound as they get it all the way up to Nurse. Nurse loses it. It will be going towards Boston Latin. It will be out on Jabari, I believe.
The crowd doesn't agree with that call.
Culleton now looking. Finds Donahue. Just gets it right back to him. Now Veal. Turnaround jumper blocked by Melvin.
Melvin sends it back there.
Lee gets the rebound off of it. Gets it to Xander. Nurse, 3. No good. Rattles around the rim. Mahoney up really quick now. Knocked away by Livingston.
Whalen ball. Reflected off of a Boston Latin player.
Great job by Livingston. Just swat that ball away. Then it hits off a Boston Latin defender. Jabari will get the ball here. Looks like they may lay off that press a little bit. No, maybe not. Bounce pass. Melvin, 3.
No good. He's
No
looking for
good.
a foul. He's hurt again. Jack
No.
Melvin is down. Whalen's playing with 4 players right now. Melvin is hurt.
Doherty was just pleading with the ref to get a timeout called as Melvin was down on the ground. Melvin is really upset right now.
He's had ankle troubles in the past, and I think he re-hurt that.
He's really mad. Really thought that should have been a foul there because the defender just went right under his feet.
The crowd is now pleading for Doherty to put in Josh Ellenbogen.
What a situation it would be for him. Tie game.
You know what they say about big-time players, though?
They make big time plays.
Big-time situations.
Absolutely. Knocked away by DeVito. It will still be Whalen ball.
Goes flying through the Whalen bench.
Knocks over some chairs. Luckily, no one was hurt.
A couple of water bottles scattered on the ground, though. That'll be a mess to clean up.
Lead. Oh, what a pass! What a pass by Noah Lee to get into Brewington. Brewington misses it at first, but then gets the offensive board.
I mean, that's just the kind of game that Jaden's been having. He's just been unstoppable in the paint, in the perimeter, on defense, on the boards. He's showing. Oh, there he is, tipping another ball away. Jaden's just been playing a huge game right now for the Warriors.
Playing with a chip on his shoulder. Really wants to defeat this Boston Latin team.
Now under 2 to play. 2-point lead here for the Warriors.
Mahoney dribbles in.
Shot clock winding
Mahoney
down.
gets blocked. It will be Whalen ball.
No.
Or sorry,
Boston
it will be
Latin ball.
yes.
They've got 1 second left to convert here. So take a timeout.
Yeah. Probably look to draw a play that goes right to the basket so they could just tip it in real quick.
And it looks like Melvin is getting worked on by athletic trainer Chris Marash over here on that right ankle.
Yeah. He has the shoe off. Not a good sign with only 1:40 to play. One of the only players not in foul trouble, or one of the only starters not in foul trouble at least. Junior captain.
Really hate to see that. He looks like he's in a lot of pain. But he's getting that ankle wrapped up, and it looks like he's going to be ready to go back into the game.
And despite his injuries, it feels like, even though he hasn't really been in the game for very long, he still has quite a few points as he has 2 or 3 threes, I believe.
And earlier he was staring down that Boston Latin bench after he hit a 3, which was just absolutely cold-blooded.
Yeah.
You've got 1 second here on the shot clock. Try to get a tip in.
Wide open 3 for Donahue. Whalen did not want that to happen, but he still misses it. Nurse gets the board. Nurse looking, finds Davies. Davies to Livingston. Brewington wants the ball. Lee for 3. Gets
a
fouled.
foul. That's going to be 3 shots at the line, even if it didn't go. That's a huge play for Noah Lee.
Noah Lee specializes in really getting that foul called after a shot. He's done it all throughout his career. DeVito, the ref thought DeVito had fouled out, but DeVito saying that he only has 4. And he gets it. Here's
Boston
Noah
Latin
Lee.
attempting to throw off Noah's attempts. More successful as he goes back rim on the first one. Still got 2 more shots at the line, though, to try to extend Whalen's lead to a 2-possession game.
Yeah. These are really big free throws and could decide the outcome of this game.
He makes one. Lee, only a sophomore, was also on varsity last year and finds himself starting at point guard, which is a huge role for him as an undersized guard.
Yeah, him and Moody both last year did not get much playing time on varsity with a lot of seniors on the team. But they have been this year, and they've been huge as
Extends
Moody
it to a 4-point lead.
Lee hits that second one. Third one. 2-possession game here. Boston Latin really needs a score right now.
Wayland in a 3-2 zone right here. Nurse in the
Beal.
closeout.
Beal gets the 3 to go.
Timeout called after the big time 3.
It's only a 1-point game. Wayland up 1.
A little over a minute left to be played here. This is a tight game.
Noah seems to be frustrated that he missed that first one. But he stepped up big and hit those next two. Without those, Boston Latin would either be tied or winning.
Looks like I believe that Boston Latin's going to try to press here, so I think Doherty's going to try to tell his guys what to do to get out of that situation and just break the press and hopefully get some points on the other side.
Yeah, that press has been really tough from Boston Latin. And it's really caused a lot of struggles, obviously, as Wayland lost that 20-plus point lead.
Now down to just 1.
But as we thought, Boston Latin's a really good team. We had a feeling that they would come back, and they have.
It's happened a lot this year, where Wayland's come out to an early lead and other teams have crept back, but usually we've stayed in control. It happened earlier in the Newton South game. Five in for Wayland is Nurse, Brewington, Livingston, Lee, and Emmanuel.
For Boston Latin, we have DeVito, Veal, Culleton, Mahoney, and Connolly. Now it'll be Lee.
Easily breaking the press. Not much of an effort there on Boston Latin.
Lee, step back, 3. No good again.
Can't have that shot with 1 point.
Knocked out of bounds. They say it is out on number 1, Daryl Veal. That was close. Looked like Jabari may have tipped that, but Wayland will get that call. Livingston will inbound here for Wayland. 41 seconds, up 1. Culleton tries to draw the charge there.
Jaden's calling for the ball, gets it. Call it travel before the pass.
Travel on Jabari Nurse. He's frustrated.
Wayland's now in a man press with 36 seconds left to play, trying to protect that 1 point lead.
Wayland would love to have Porter Moody in this game right now. Really good defensively. They could use that. Good defense again from Wayland. Here's Jabari. Foul called on number 2, Xander Livingston.
That's his 5th foul. He's out of this game.
Xander Livingston is fouled out, as CJ just mentioned. Here's Daryl Veal. He's been clutch.
Melvin is ready to return to the game. He got his ankle taped up and he's ready to go. He was going for Xander, who's just fouled out.
Yeah, running with a little bit of a limp, but hopefully he's okay. Huge free throws here from Veal.
Fan section is super into it right now. And he makes the first, tying the game.
Unbelievable composure so far from the senior Daryl Veal. Veal with the second for the Boston Latin lead. Gets it to go off the front iron and in. Melvin, Brewington, timeout called. It's Wayland.
All right, 16 seconds left. No shot clock. Josh, who are you giving the ball to here?
You know, I imagine they'll probably give it to Brewington, as he's been so clutch for them in the past games. But also, you have to imagine Boston Latin's probably going to have Brewington really as their focus. So you might be able to get an open shot from someone else, like maybe Melvin.
Yeah, I think either Melvin or Jabari, and look for Jaden on the putback, because that's where he's had all of his points today. He's been really great on the offensive glass.
Also, in their last game against Weston, don't forget, Noah Lee had a game-tying shot to send the game to overtime just before the buzzer. And then in overtime had a game-winning three with about 2 seconds left. So he has shown that he is clutch this year, and he's a really good shooter.
Looks like the five that they're going to send in is Noah, Jack,
Emmanuel, Brewington, and Nurse.
Looks like Doherty drew something up.
This is a huge play right here.
This is the game, folks.
This is the kind of play here that could be season-defining.
Crowd's getting into it.
Emmanuel here dribbles it up. Almost gets it stolen. Out of bounds, Boston Latin. Boston Latin will get possession here. They're up one. Wayland will need to foul.
A little under 10 seconds left to go. Either looking to steal an inbounds pass.
They can't. Culleton will be fouled by Lee. It's a good thing that they didn't get it to someone who Brewington was guarding, because that would foul out Brewington.
Or Xander there. Or not Xander, I mean Jabari.
Yeah, it's okay. It will be Culleton shooting 2 free throws here. He can stretch it to 3.
He misses the first. That's huge for Wayland.
8.5 seconds left in this ball game. Kind of surprised they don't have Davies in this game. Misses the second as well. Jabari dribbles it up. Emmanuel.
They call a charge. That's a huge call to make. The ref just deciding the game right there.
Yeah. Charge called on Emmanuel, although it did look like the Boston Latin player had his feet set. Really good job by Boston Latin, although a really frustrating play.
Crowd disagrees with that one.
They call an immediate foul on Emmanuel as he, with 4 seconds left, fouls, I believe it's Veal. Again, huge free throws. Wayland, you hate to see that they haven't even been able to get a shot off in their 2 possessions.
And now the senior captain, Veal, steps to the line.
He has been clutch.
Game in his hands. Putting in Moser for Emmanuel. First time he's been on the game. With 3 seconds left to go.
Maybe trying to get a shooter into the game, or even a more experienced player potentially. Tough position to Moser to come into the game too.
He misses the first.
Missed the first one.
Still hope for Wayland here.
Wayland will definitely have a chance.
Probably going to try to call timeout as soon as they get the ball.
Boston Latin players. Melvin for the win. No good.
To go.
Boston Latin comes out with a really impressive win as Wayland is furious. Really frustrating game for Wayland. Boston Latin. So that will do it here tonight.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh wait, we have some chippiness here from the student section. a lot of chippiness. They want Boston Latin. Anyways, that'll do it here for tonight's game. Josh Schreiber here. Alongside me is CJ Brown. Final score 58 for Boston Latin Wolfpack and 57 for Wayland Warriors.
It's a really tough loss there, Josh.
Really tough. Anyways, that'll do it. Signing off. Once again, Josh Schreiber, CJ Brown alongside me. Thank you for joining us.